Bashir used to be an MILF combatant in Mindanao, but these days you can see him working with indigenous communities to plant coffee and vegetables. And the people who once feared him are now working happily beside him. Now, how exactly did Bashir the fighter become Bashir the farmer? The transformation of Bashir from fighter to farmer is one of the positive outcomes made possible by the Food Security and Nutrition Roadmap of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, or what's known as BARM. This roadmap was developed by the BARM government in cooperation with us, the World Food Programme, and our sister agency, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. It's a very important guide that is now being used to uplift the lives of the Bangsamoro people. It outlines the path to a self-sufficient, food-secure, and resilient Bangsamoro, where everyone has adequate and nutritious food to put on their plates, and not only for today, but in the years to come. Now, of course, everyone agrees that getting good food on the plate is important, but it's a challenge in a region where the incidence of poverty is at 63%, and where nearly 1 out of every 2 children is malnourished. Being malnourished increases the risk of poverty, and poverty increases the risk of malnutrition. It's a vicious cycle that feeds, amplifies, and perpetuates itself. After all, how can you eat nutritious food when you're just too poor to afford it? Well, this is where the roadmap comes in. It identifies key areas where interventions are needed and where strategies can help the most. It lays down a path towards a positive transformation in food systems. And this transformation will accelerate the achievement of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Already, we're seeing the positive impacts when stakeholders' efforts are aligned with the roadmap. With the help of the World Food Programme, farm ministries, and other agencies, Bashir and many former combatants are now transforming themselves into farmers with a profitable and sustainable livelihood. What we're seeing is that the vegetables that they produce are being used in nutrition fortification programs. These programs are using locally sourced produce, iron-fortified rice, and in some cases, a food mixture called Insumix. This reduces the number of malnourished children in the community. In UPI, Mindanao, there's a federation of women associations who have started manufacturing and selling Insumix. This is exciting, and it's an empowerment that the women are getting in the community, giving them additional sources of income while contributing to the fight against malnutrition. This convergence or interlinking of efforts is made possible by the roadmap. It allows organizations working on related concerns to move forward towards the same goal collectively. These efforts are not only supporting each other, but they're amplifying the effect that they can have on the community. Despite these successes, however, achieving a self-sufficient, food-secure, and resilient Bangsamoro is not going to happen overnight. These are initial programs, and they are succeeding in small communities, but to scale them up and to truly transform food systems of the BARM will take time. It's going to also take policy and structural changes on a regional and also a national level. And even more than that, it's going to take the continued cooperation between the government agencies, different UN entities, the private sector, and of course, the local communities themselves. The path laid out and the roadmap may be long and it may be difficult, but together we have taken an important first step, and now it's time to take the next.